Welcome back. Let's take you live to Lamontville now in KwaZulu-Natal, because the question being asked is who pulled the trigger that killed a 33-year-old woman in the area. Residents say they will not take responsibility. It's understood the Independent Police Investigative Directorate is currently investigating the death. Police Minister Cele is meeting with the Lamontville community leaders following that incident. Her body was found during a police raid for looted goods on Sunday. But was it a police or a resident's bullet that killed her? eNCA's senior reporter Dasen Thathiah has been following this story for us and joins us now live. Dasen, thank you so much for coming through. So it seems we still don't have answers on who pulled the trigger.
No, we don't, Clement, and just apologies for looking to my left here. I'm just keeping an eye on that exit. That's where that meeting took place. The police minister is still inside there. He was engaging with community leaders because they have similar questions to the one that you're just asking now. They want to know, and they want to know conclusively who was responsible for that shooting. They allege that it was a police officer that shot the woman who was standing outside her house. We were here on that day, you may remember, and her body was found just outside of her informal home. Now, the mood was very tense in the area since then, and I think it's reflected here with the high police presence. There are also members of the SANDF that are gathered outside of this hall, just in the vicinity of the police station where that meeting took place. Now, I must also mention to you, Clement, that this meeting was a closed meeting, and it was just between community representatives and the police minister. But this is an investigation that is still underway by the Independent Police Investigative Directorate. As you would know, any shooting in which police officers may be implicated is investigated by the IPID, and this one is no different. The allegation at the time from police was that when they had come here to raid the area after the unrest that we saw and after the looting, they say that the community had opened fire on them. There are allegations that police vehicles were targeted, that tires were slashed, that some of the looted items that were taken back out of these police vehicles. The community simply says, from engaging with them both last week and today, they say that that didn't happen. They deny that. And what they want to know is, how is it that what they say is an innocent civilian, an innocent woman that was standing outside her house, how did she get shot in the crossfire during all of this? Yeah,
and how have the tensions been on the ground, Dasen? Have the police and the SANDF been deployed there since the murder of this woman? Because I imagine we're not really even going to have a lot of answers after that meeting between the police minister and the community, because the investigation is still underway. They're just hearing perhaps the side of the community. But how have tensions been on the ground? Because the last time we spoke to you, just after that incident happened, the community was not happy.
They were not, and even now they are still unhappy with how this is being handled, but they are grateful for the opportunity now to engage with the police minister. You know, this has been an ongoing issue. These allegations came up very soon after that shooting last week. But what I'll also tell you is that yesterday, when we did engage with Cele at a different press briefing on the Phoenix matter, at that press briefing I did ask him about the Lamontville issue, because, Clement, you'll know that this now creates a different dynamic. Think about what happened here. It was police coming in to reclaim goods, stolen goods that they say that some in the community were harboring. But they were then met with resistance, allegedly, and this is how this unfolded. So one of the questions that I put to the minister was, how do they then handle the situation? How do they go into communities and reclaim these looted items if this is going to be what's happening on the ground? And what he said to me simply is that he's expecting communities, and not just Lamontville, but wherever it is that they go, to comply with police. So to allow them access, to allow them to do their work. And in a nutshell, what he was saying was, despite this incident and despite the tragic death of a woman here, it doesn't mean that police will stop doing their work under any circumstances.
Yeah. Dasen Thathiah, eNCA senior reporter, thank you so much for that update.